Hello and welcome. Those were the headlines, and now for the full newscast with me, Dennis Fraser. We begin in New York, where as part of its every year community-led outreach project for final year midwifery students, the National School of Midwifery has concluded its community outreach service for pregnant women at York. The community-led outreach exercise is a routine for final year student nurses completing their courses in midwifery in order for them to get practical experience to provide basic healthcare services to pregnant women and lactating mothers. Senior colleague Howard Williams was there and tells us more.
According to the outgoing principal of the National School of Midwifery and nurse midwife consultant, Dr. Joanne Shepherd, over the past years, student midwives that went through the courses successfully had the opportunity to get a practical feel of the career path they chose to serve and save humanity.
So we are providing mentorship to the students, how to engage community, how to, if they are in charge of maternity settings, how they would conduct themselves in terms of running the maternity units. What we realize that when students are in the classroom, you see them as students, but actually the students that we have at the National School of Midwifery, they are already nurses who are now doing their midwifery. So what we see is that when they're on the ground, the students excel and they have hidden talents, but when you put them within the community setting, it's different from the classroom. In the classroom, students see you as a teacher, and there is tendency for them to have a little bit of fear. But when they are in the community, we have seen leadership characteristics among them. We have seen organization and planning skills among the students. We have also seen them working in teams. It's very important. So there are some qualities which, when you encourage students, you put them, you have to lead by example. But then when you have taught them in the classroom, it's important that you now put them to test. Put them in the practical setting where they are going to work.
The principal outlined the many challenges women go through during pregnancy and after childbirth, noting that a good number are not aware of the importance of antenatal breastfeeding, nutrition in pregnancy, family planning, and danger signs to report to avoid obstructed labor. She added that no woman should die at childbirth and that their presence in these communities is for the involvement and participation of community members and local authorities. Dr. Joanne Shepherd disclosed that most referrals to the tertiary maternity hospital are from the rural areas due to the community engagement, life-saving interventions, and awareness-raising activities. She discouraged the practice of home delivery and encouraged them to access the health facility for the intervention of trained, skilled midwives. A representative of the headman, Yakumba Kagbo, expressed thanks and appreciation to the School of Midwifery for their timely intervention to promote reproductive health and family planning in their community. Highlights of the outreach included blood pressure examination, nutrition, and health education.
Students and university administrators have expressed satisfaction for being part of the discovery and exploration exercise held by the Ministry of Tourism, together with the Tourist Board and Monuments and Relics Commission, to various touristic sites in the city. The event was part of ongoing campaign tagged Tourism for All campaign. I was a part of the touring exercise earlier on and compiled the following reports. The ongoing 2024 Tourism for All campaign saw the coming together of university students, university administrators, lecturers, including members of the press, to explore tourist attraction sites in the country. Various tourist attraction sites were visited to explore the rich biolife and eco-friendly environments. However, it all took a sporadic turn when members of the team were taken on a tour of the part of Sierra Leone's coast known as the Peninsula. The team first visited Bure Beach, where they were thrilled with the intermittent landscape of the beach. The serene and captivating environment of York Village was one which they found irresistible and worth to behold, as they were happily received by locals who were excited to see them, particularly knowing that they were from various universities. They eagerly take them around every single tourist attraction sites in the community. Participants were excited to witness their adventure.
Happy for this opportunity organized by the National Boss. I want to say a very big thank you because I've been into so many lot of advocacy, but this is my first experience to explore.
Because I've gained a lot of experience, and I'll be so happy because to visit the remaining places to learn more and gain more experience.
They were also gifted with a fascinating glance of the Freetown Peninsula across the view at number 2 River Beach. But a trail of amazement soon followed while visiting the iconic Sierra Leone National Railway Museum in Kleintown, where many saw for the first time trains that were not in use. The adventurous journey also took them to the old Fuabe College building and was eventually climaxed at the National Museum at the center of town. After completing the exciting exploration, administrators promised to encourage their various universities to implement some of the discoveries into academic research.
Sight and how we'll be able to also compare and contrast that which is in the city and that which is in the provincial area, for us to be able to pass on the message in our different institutions and how best we'll be able to maintain and sustain some of the historical side we have as a nation, so that we'll be able to not just promote international tourism but also domestic tourism.
It will help our job to be simple, especially when they got the students involved. We are expecting them to do reports that will be saved, and actually they can share this with their colleagues. And another thing is that it will help us in the research area, because as educators and administrators, we are looking at going into research, especially research that will answer questions.
The epic event was expected to continue in the provincial areas for participants to expand their knowledge on ecotourism and also creating awareness about domestic tourism, exploring and discovering touristic sites in order to boost the sector. SLBC, Dennis Fraser reporting. And now, in a move to give back to their alma mater and to enhance conducive learning for current pupils, the Ex-Pupil Association of the Government Secondary Technical School in UK and USA have joined forces to donate essential learning materials and install a much-needed wash facility
to bolster the educational resources available to pupils, fostering a conducive learning environment. The newly installed wash facility is a crucial addition, addressing the need for improved sanitation within the school premises. This initiative did not only promote hygiene in the school campus, but to also contribute to the overall well-being of both pupils and staff. The president of the Old Pupils Association expressed commitment to giving back to the institution that played a pivotal role in shaping their lives. They emphasized the importance of the alumni support in advancing the school's mission and creating opportunities for current students.
It was brought to my attention by the JSS principal that the idea need of a Xerox machine to enhance the smooth running of the school, especially when it comes to examinations period. So I spoke to my secretariat, the executive, and we brought it to the general membership, and we all unanimously agree that we can come. Education is key, but it takes the individual to really put their effort, their time, and everything that they have in their power to make sure they tap from the resources from the teachers that are teaching them. And they also have their own part to play. When they go home, they have to study well.
School administrators expressed their gratitude for the thoughtful donation, acknowledging the positive impact it will have on the school. They highlighted the collaborative efforts of the Old Pupils Association in strengthening the bond between the school and its alumni across borders.
I am very much overwhelmed because seeing people spending that kind of resources just to think about a school that they have gone through is a blessing.
not everybody will come back to say thank you, but for them to make up their mind to come back to give to the school is a blessing for us. We are going to be sensitizing them on the uses of this toilet facility. Like, we are no longer going to be expecting them to take papers or plastic to the toilet. We will talk to the janitors there to be monitoring them. No plastic, no paper should be taken into the toilet.
The event concluded with a symbolic handing over ceremony showcasing the commitment of the Old People's Association to the continuous improvement of their alma mater. Donated materials and facilities were expected to significantly embrace the educational landscape of Government Technical Secondary School, leaving a lasting legacy for generations to come. For SLBC News, Jonathan Turner reporting.
Still on efforts to boost education, as part of its support to the education sector, the Faith United Brethren Church has handed over seed money worth 18 million oleans to over 150 students and pupils in their 2024 Education Committee Scholarship Scheme. The support is expected to cater for school charges and some learning materials. Here is the report. It was also a tradition of the church to extend an helping hand to members and non-members. The reason it has been operating a scholarship scheme for school pupils and students in our institution of learning that are attending the church. This year's scholarship scheme, like previous ones, left lasting impression on the minds of beneficiaries.
I'm going to assure them that I do my level best, because in everything we have to put God first. But also you also have to do your level best. They said when you do your best, God will help you.
They say that one day I will make the church proud, and I want to be that kind of person to be helping people out there, not only this church but extend it outside of the church.
Admonishing beneficiaries of this year's scholarship, as senior member of the church's education committee, Justice Moifred Sise encouraged them to take their academic work seriously, as that was a requirement to benefit from the scheme. According to the chairman of the education committee, Edward Jusu, over 80 million oleans was given as seed money to the beneficiaries, not just for taking care of school charges, but also pressing needs relating to their academics.
Is to aid them. If you look at different families, they have their different strengths, they have their different weaknesses. Some of them, they can pay part of the fees, but they need other learning materials. They need other textbooks that cannot be supplied by government. They need to pay their fares to and for the school, right? So a lot of things.
Delivering the sermon on the topic, come out from among them and be separate, the preacher, Reverend Josephine Bendu Bankole, emphasized that as Christians, one should be disciplined and be very serious about the things of God, and also to live by example.
He will tell you in 2 Corinthians 11, he says, "But I fear that as the serpent deceived Eve by his cunning, your minds may be seduced from a complete and pure devotion to Christ." People go there, we go say, "But not men Reverend Bankole, now you're in the talk, but listen to what God wants to say."
The scholarship scheme, which was an initiative of an auxiliary group named Masters Men International some 15 years ago, was expected to be a lasting legacy by the church to support education. SLBC, Dennis Fraser reporting. You are still watching Weekend News live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation Television on Channel 31. We're also live on our Facebook page at SLBC Channel 31. The news continues. Director General of the National Social Security and Insurance Trust, NASIT, Mohamed Fuad Dabo, has said that for the past 21 years, NASIT has never failed nor reneged on its primary responsibility to pay pension to pensioners, even though the scheme is yet to fulfill all of its promises to citizens. He made a statement at the New Life Ministries International on Ross Road during NASIT's 21st annual Thanksgiving service. Emmanuel Samura was in attendance and compiled the following report.
During the inception stage of the National Social Security and Insurance Trust, many were pessimistic about it. 21 years on, NASIT has stood the test of time, providing social security for retirees in the form of old age gratuity and pension, invalidity gratuity and pension, and survivor gratuity and pension. In their customized outfits, the staff of NASIT were before God to thank Him for what He has done for them, what He is doing, and what He is set to do for them. Daniel Webster's 1883 hymn, Showers of Blessings, was the song used to reminisce God's blessings and how such blessings have been of help to the furtherance of the trust scheme. Amidst the singing, the General Overseer of New Life Ministries International, Bishop J. Archibald Cole, used the book of Psalm 134 to talk about the protocol of blessings. He said it is biblical for man to bless God, adding that to bless God is to take from what He has given to you to give to Him.
It starts with man blessing God. Bless the Lord, all you His servants. And then it ends, may the Lord be. It's with you, it ends with God. So truly, in one of the concepts of blessing God is, if you learn to bless God, God will bless you.
While thanking God for His continuous support to enable them achieve the successes they have made over the years, the Director General of NASIT, Mohammed Fuad Dabo, said NASIT has never failed or reneged on its primary responsibility to pay pension to pensioners, even though the trust scheme is yet to fulfill its promises to the citizens. Mohammed Fuad Dabo, however, called on the public to join them protect the money and blow the whistle when they see staff of the scheme do the wrong things.
Leading an organization like this, where everybody thinks some man pieces them and get money in the pockets, NASIT get money, that would be. But the money is yours. Join us to protect it. Blow the whistle when you see us doing the wrong things. So that by the end of the service or when the contingents go, you will be proud to come and receive your benefits.
The staffs and management of NASIT had on Friday thanked God in the Islamic faith at Jamiul Salam Mosque Mountain Court as a way to make the institution continue to stand the test of time. Emmanuel Samoa, SLBC.
United Nations Development Program UNDP has donated 2 brand new vehicles worth 100,000 United States dollars to the National Revenue Authority (NRA). As Cecilia Cisse reports, the move forms part of UNDP's commitment to support government institutions for optimized efficiency.
According to the country representative UNDP Frederick Ampere, the donation of the vehicles form part of their developmental programs to support government institutions by strengthening their capacity and providing resources to help them address their developmental needs. He noted the significance of these gestures in helping the NRA to expand its revenue base in the country.
The first government institution that we are working with, where we are using government's own resources to support them to bring efficiency to optimizing resources for the things that they've planned themselves. UNDP is a development organization, but we also provide development services where we support government to optimize our resources. We have our own resources that we support government with in different programming areas, and in the case of NRA, we are working closely with them to deepen their own plans, to expand the revenue base, to enhance their human capital and operational institutional capacities.
Receiving the vehicles from the UNDP, Board Chair NRA Tumagento Kamara expressed appreciation for what she described as a technical assistance that had saved NRA and the government lots of money. She said the vehicles will enhance the NRA's mobility and efficiency in service delivery.
Really, this would have cost an arm and a leg, but through the UNDP program, we've saved about 45% or so. So we are grateful to them. This is what we ordered and we got what we ordered. And it's good that we came into partnership with them so that we'll be able to save taxpayers' money. I look forward to having a continuous better relationship with UNDP and for the authority, that means the National Revenue Authority, to gain more when it comes to their savings and they get quality for money for the vehicles, because we need vehicles. NRA is not just in Freetown, NRA is in every part of Sierra Leone, every borders of Sierra Leone, because we deal with customs, we deal with domestic tax, and we also deal with non-tax revenue, so we're everywhere. So we need vehicles to be able to facilitate our work, and the cheaper or the reasonable we get it, the better for us.
As the NRA continues to play a crucial role for revenue generation and economic growth in the country, this gesture echoes the power of collaboration and partnership in strengthening the capacity of government institutions. SLBC News, Cecilia Sise.
Government through the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces has provided over 1 million loans to family members of deceased officers following the November 26 attack. The financial support presented to the bereaved families at the Joint Forces Command Headquarters on Wilkins Road will attend to their basic needs during processing of their benefits for their loved ones they lost. Aminata Fofana reports.
On a normal day, one would be overwhelmed with joy upon receiving such quantum of money on behalf of his family member. Although they greatly appreciated the government's efforts to empathize with them, they could not restrain their tears as the picture of their loved ones still remains in their mind. Consoling the family members, various ranking officers described their colleagues as fallen heroes. They noted that the death of their colleagues was an unexpected and unfortunate situation, which they would not forget in a hurry.
It is very much timely because a situation like this needs immediate consolation, and that's the manifestation that we've seen today, that the government cares for its personnel. Mind you, these were soldiers that have served this nation diligently. On that fateful morning, they lost their lives. And government, in its wisdom, together with the senior management, sat down and looked at what the future holds for those bereaved families. And it was this basis that government has deemed it very necessary to provide this support at this material point in time.
He reaffirmed government's continued support to them. They later urged authorities to support them during this distress moment. SLBC News, Aminata Fofana.
And our Planning and Product Development Officer, National Tourist Board, Basiru Koma, has said that with support from Enhanced Integrated Framework and others, they have been able to preserve some touristic attraction sites at Banana Island and train community members on skills for effective service delivery to potential tourists visiting the island. He made a statement during a visit held for university students, university administrators and lecturers, among others, as in line with the 2024 Tourism for All campaign. Here is the report. The long journey to explore the spectacular and adventurous Banana Island started off at Kent Village. The village itself has a rich history of the slave trade and colonialism. The team was first taken to a mini slave fort for Africans who were abducted before they were transported to Europe and the Americas, a well dug by slaves themselves, the then administrative block of the colonial masters, and the oldest church built by white missionaries. They then sailed through on local boats with cheerful smiles, not minding the parting sea waves, to land safely on the shores of the island. The team was later taken to visit the first and only school on the island, the REC Primary School, the Community Health Center, and a pit where slaves were disposed of, and several other historic sites, including a recreational center built by young Sierra Leonean Saboya to help with improving tourism on the island.
When Bafa came here, came with big ideas, big expectation. People were expecting something big to happen. So we tried to give back to the community that, okay, this is we and this is what we are coming to do.
The historic island is divided into two parts, Dublin, the largest and foremost part, and Ricketts on the adjacent side. It was one of the prominent places for slave trade in the colonial era and still had flashes of history.
Government help we. Let them turn eyes on this island because
We're calling on government to give attention to the island because if one was to mention 5 top touristic sites in the country, Banana Island would be among.
You must do Banana Island.
The Planning and Project Development Officer, National Tourist Board, Bashiru Koroma, pledged unwavering commitment for creating the enabling environment for ecotourism.
We have a tourism development project. The main goal of this project is for us to actually identify those touristic attraction sites and also to add value to the products here at Banana Island. Tourism development projects. The main goal of this project is for us to actually identify those touristic attraction sites and also to add value to the products here at Banana Island.
Preservation of such a remarkable place will be essential and serve the purpose that such an activity was being organized for collective participation in that regard. SLBC, Dennis Fraser reporting. The Award of Planning and Economic Development has brought together youths from all 16 districts across the country to make input into each of the pillars of the government's Big 5 game changers. Joseph Tue has details.
The gathering of young people in Freetown to have their say on the medium-term National Development Plan 2024 to 2030 was a moment to validate ideas that they had identified during the extensive consultation processes at the regional level. The move also saw them as critical players to the development landscape of Sierra Leone and ensure their needs reflect on the final document. UNICEF country representative Rudolf Schwenk lauded the ministry for such initiative and described youth as crucial contributors to development dialogue. The UNICEF boss was concerned about them having more opportunities not limited to employment and innovation.
The insights gathered from the youth, they emphasize critical concerns such as food security, sustainable agriculture, quality education, and of course, employment opportunities. We will hear this also in the presentations. And there is also a strong emphasis on addressing challenges faced by girls, including early marriage, ensuring active participation in education, and of course employment.
Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Kenya Bali, said government prioritizes young people. She noted that was why job creation for youth is the only pillar in the plan that has a specific target. Minister Bale encouraged them to give brilliant ideas on how each pillar in the plan could benefit young people.
There's a connection with all of the Big 5 game changers. We expect that youth will be employed, a large percentage of youth will be employed in the agriculture and fisheries sector, feed salon. If you look at now technology, that is one of the game changers. We're looking at AI. We're looking at how technology can improve food security. And who are those now that are more proficient in handling technology is the youth.
She added recommendations that emanated from them would be highly considered. Amid their contributions to the development of the said plan, what did the youth themselves desire to see following the launch of the document?
One of the things that is very crucial to us is that governments consider not just providing jobs for young people, but also providing jobs that can be sustainable.
I am personally advocating for women, not just for us to have equality, but also equity, because equality without equity is nothing.
The medium-term National Development Plan 2024 to 2030 is said to be launched at the end of January 2024. SLBC, Joseph Ture reporting.